Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Chaos Enjoyer here, back not even 5 minutes after finishing the last recording, and we are delving once more back into Scarlet Hollow. Now, I don't know, I feel like I did our fanfare already, but I guess you didn't. You didn't get it. Last time, uh, we were hanging out with our good pal Kanika, looking for the romantic interest Stella Richmond. We walked around town, we found a miners' strike, met a guy who was quote unquote narking on the miners to Tabitha. Our cousin threatened to make our life a living hell if we ratted on her. We ratted on her. Good times, good times. But also, Kanika got a mysterious right before we ended. Kanika got a mysterious phone call from her mother, and suddenly started feeling very, very tired to the point of almost falling over. And we are picking up right where we left off, strolling into the general store. Uh, the bells of the general store chime welcomingly. Well, maybe I, maybe I should take a break. No, the bells of the general store chime welcomingly as you help bring Kanika inside. Oh dear, Kanika, you poor thing. This is why you were supposed to stay in bed today. If you keep running around like this, it's going to take you so much longer to recover. Thank you so much for getting her home, and I hope you're feeling better after last night's fiasco. Hi, Mom. Go on, get up to bed. I'll be up in a minute with more tea. And Sean, once she's all situated, I believe I owe you a chat. Hopefully we'll be able to start making sense of your visions. Wait, if you're talking mystery-related stuff, I should be there. Sweetie, you've done enough today, and you never like when I do tea readings anyway. I'm sure Sean can catch you up once you're feeling better. Okay, you're right. I'm not feeling well. I really should lie down. Kanika heads towards the stairs and disappears without saying another word. You couldn't help but notice something stiff and quiet in her demeanor. She obeyed her mother's stern command. Shall we? Sybil motions towards the tea room. Kanika didn't seem like herself just then. You're right, she hasn't been feeling exactly herself the past few days. All the stress she's been under, plus that cold of hers. But I'm sure it'll clear up soon. She just needs to take it easy, drink some tea, and not go running all over town until she feels better. Yeah, I'm very suddenly starting to not trust Sybil here. I'm allergic to tea. Run away. Because I wonder if I might end up being, like, forced into this. Before Sybil can say anything else, you turn tail and run out the door, the bells of the general store clanging in your wake. As you breathe in the late afternoon air, you're hit by a sudden flash of memory. Your thoughts drift to that door yesterday, the one that seemed to draw you in, urging you deeper into the clinic. Even just remembering it is enough to tug at you, compelling you to return open to see what's on the other side. You didn't even notice yourself retracing your steps from yesterday. Okay, I am gonna backtrack here, I think. Because if it's not a choice between what scene I end up in, because I do want to see the clinic. I also want to know more about her because she might be evil. But no way am I spending any time alone with you. I don't trust you. I'm sorry to hear that. I won't stop you if you'd rather leave, but I hope I can regain your trust somehow. Okay. You leave the general store and... okay. So I think I can still get the tea reading, but I am worried about Kanika. You push past the old woman, heading up the staircase to Kanika's room. Sybil calls after you, but you ignore her. Something isn't right here. As you do so, your thoughts flash back to that door yesterday, the one that seemed to draw you in, urging you deeper into the clinic. Now I'm starting to wonder if no matter what I do, I end up going into the clinic. Let's follow Sybil to the tea room. Okay. Now that's interesting. Huh. I'm thinking about what I should do here. I feel like I'm kind of You know, I'm not cheating. If it was cheating, they wouldn't let me do it. I mean, it's not really a game, it's just a story. Which path do I want to take? I have my save state there. Because it's just, I don't know. I wonder if I'll end up in the clinic if I follow along this. You take a seat at the small table at the edge of the room. It's dark here, only a sliver of sunlight able to filter through the heavy curtains, supplemented by the bright grow lights over the plant in the corner. Sybil joins you at the table and places a cup in front of you. It smells light and citrusy, with an undercurrent of decaying earth. This is a special blend. It should help clarify some of the visions you've been getting. I'll be able to do a reading once you're done. Until then, how about we just chat? What's with all the mystery and ritual? If you have something to tell me, just come out and say it. I'll need your tea leaves first. I have pieces of the puzzle, but the tea leaves should help to give me the full picture. I'll sip it. I got an achievement, tea reading. Drink the tea, it's good for you. You take the tea, sipping it delicately. The citrus smell is fleeting, quickly replaced with the earthiness at its core, like you've taken a mouthful of dirt. But the aftertaste combines the two flavors into something soothing and medicinal, and you find yourself feeling more comfortable, your muscles relaxing for the first time in days. The other day you promised to tell me, what was it, unsavory tales of my mom's youth? I most certainly did, though I might have been exaggerating a bit for dramatic effect. I'm prone to do that. In a town this size, you get to know everybody, no matter what the age difference might be. Vivian was a little younger than me, which meant I always had a certain older sister instinct about her. Her family wasn't good to her. Pearl Ann was a lot like your great-grandmother, Edwardine, which is to say, she was not a very kind woman. Yeah, my great-grandmother killed someone, I think, so... Yeah, similar to Tabitha, but with more social grace and considerably more hatred for her fellow man. But your mother wasn't a shrinking violet either. She was just as stubborn as any other Scarlet, so her family choosing her as their punching bag made her into quite the rebel. What happened when my mom found out she was pregnant? She came to me for advice. She was distraught. It was like she'd been handed a death sentence. Maybe it was fear from what had happened to her own mother, maybe it was something else. But she seemed convinced she was in danger. Tabitha had already been born by then, of course, but she was born in wedlock, so I assumed your mother's worries had something to do with religion. Though the Scarlets weren't particularly religious as far as I knew. But the way Vivian was that night she came to me, it stuck in my mind. It's always had me wondering what it was about your family that made her panic so much at the thought of having a baby. Why were Pearl Ann and my mom raised by Edwardine? What happened to their mother? Their entry into this world was violent, I'm afraid. Their mother was young. Too young to be pregnant, especially with twins. She didn't survive the labor, so there's just like a lot of generational trauma here. Wow. What do you know about my grandma? I'm afraid there isn't much I can tell you. I think there were two in that generation. The youngest died when the girls were still children. Edwardine never spoke about them, nor did your mother. I feel like I know about the... Yeah, I was wondering, about the men in the family. I feel like I know a lot about the women in my family, but what about the men? Did they even exist? I suppose they just haven't been very noteworthy since Edwardine took over the mines. Her husband died a long time ago. To be quite honest, I can't even recall his name. Might have been Stuart or something just as forgettable. From what Vivian said, her father was some teenage fling that ended once your grandmother found out she was pregnant. I'm fairly certain it was similar for Vivian, though she was much older, and I believe she was the one who ended it, what with skipping town and all. So how did you wind up in Scarlet Hollow? Oh, my family's been in these hills for a long time. That's how I knew so much of the local flora. Everything I've learned was handed down from generations of hill folk. There hasn't always been a reliable doctor up here, especially not one most folks could afford. They have to figure out their own medicine. Alright, sorry about that. Let's finish the tea. You close your eyes and take another sip, and then another. It's delightful. The tea is gone before you know it. The small cup empty save for what's left of rehydrating leaves coating the bottom. Oh, good. Glad you found the tea palatable enough to drink. It should do you some good. It's one of my more medicinal blends. Now, on to business. Sybil takes the cup from you, staring thoughtfully down at the sludge. Oh dear, this doesn't bode well. You've got just about every morning that can fit in the bottom of a cup. Cross, kettle, hourglass, but I kept the years of my life. All of these mean death, misery, difficulty, and the hourglass ties it all together with definite urgency. It's fair to assume this all has to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something is coming, and whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure. But we may at the very least be able to figure out what it is. And there's a central figure here. A cat. Pixel? An enemy lurking in plain sight. This is a big mystery-solving moment here. I don't know. I honestly think that Wayne isn't an enemy. I think that Wayne has his own motivations, but I don't think he's evil. So at first I literally was thinking Pixel, so I am probably gonna end up going with that. First of all, Tabitha, I feel like, I don't know. It could be Tabitha. I don't think it's Stella. I don't think it's Kanika either. Or Oscar. Or Reese. Dr. Kelly, Pastor Daniel, and Sybil, I think, are the three real suspects. But then again, I think Sybil is kind of taking suspicion off. See, I think that, you know, in a situation like this, I think togetherness matters a lot. But at the same time, this could be fishing for information. Cat's gotta be Pixel. Or maybe it's... No, it's not Truck, is it? Those are 3 cats I know. Dear, the cat isn't a literal cat. Like I said, it's a symbol for an enemy lurking in plain sight. Probably a human enemy, but almost certainly not a cat. It's Chaos Editor here. Why am I appearing in the middle of your video like this? Well, allow me to explain. The next 5 minutes of this video, give or take a few minutes, consist entirely of me suffering from a bout of crippling indecision. I go back like 5-10 times, erase my progress, go back through, guess a different person, never quite make it to the end. So, rather than make you all sit through that, I've decided to cut directly to my final answer, which was exactly the same as my first answer. So, pretend that I didn't suffer from crippling indecision during this time that I've cut, and we will now return to your regularly scheduled program. Okay, absolute final answer. I'm just gonna stick with that because I'm too indecisive to actually accuse anybody. I also do think it still might be Pixel, because there was a lot of emphasis on Pixel there. Keep vigilant that someone close to you isn't to be trusted. We know from the ditchlings that something terrible is coming your way, and it's likely that it's connecting to some hidden enemy. Perhaps we can try to counteract whatever might be planned for you. Judging by what you told me last night, those stones, carvings, seals, whatever you want to call them, I think it's likely they have something to do with this. Until the cat reveals itself, it seems like your best... The cat might be Stella. Because Stella's been, like, really friendly this whole time. But then again, I don't think any of it matters, and I am not gonna abuse these save states. Piece together what you can from your visions and arm yourself with information. Have you sensed any others around town? Do you think you might be able to find another? Your thoughts drift to that door yesterday, the one that seemed to draw you in, urging you deeper into the clinic. Even just remembering it is enough to tug at you, compelling you to return and open it to see what's on the other side. You can find Stella later. Maybe you can even find her there. What's important now is finally seeing what's hidden in the clinic. But bad stuff always happens around them. What happens around those stones might not be anywhere close to what could happen if we let the danger encroaching on both you and this town act unopposed. The ditchlings are multiplying every day. This is all going to come to a head, and it may just be a question of how prepared you are when it comes. Learning whatever you can could save your life, even if you're faced with more ghosts or ghouls along the way. I think that's all the help I can offer. I hope this conversation has been illuminating, even if it just brought up more questions than giving any clear answers. Thanks. I'll let you know if I find anything. Glad to hear it. I hope all goes well and I wish you luck. Hopefully you won't need it. Thank you again for humoring an old lady and stopping by for a chat. With a small grunt of effort, Sybil gets up from the table and you're escorted back to the door. And remember, be careful who you put your trust in. According to your tea, the cat is getting ready to pounce, and merely being ready for it might not be enough. Sybil closes the door to the tea room, the bells of its door strangely flat in the stale air of the nearly empty general store. Huh. Let's go check in on Kanika, if I can. Sybil closes the door to the tea room. I already read that. Let's explore Talk to Miles. Is your mom a witch? Yeah, she's way too obvious about it if you ask me. It's pretty cool, though. You see any weird rocks around town? Nah, I'm done hanging around rocks after that whole thing in the mine. Ghosts are real. Just thought you should know. Yeah, I know. I have YouTube. Real talkative guy here. So, Kanika has a cold, huh? Yeah, I guess so. Why? Do you like my sister or something? I mean, I don't like her. That's good. You could do way better than her. I feel like romancing Kanika is a really easy route. I feel like I've seen a lot more options for that than Stella. But, you're not going anywhere before checking in on Kanika. You make your way upstairs. Knock. You knock on Kanika's door. Mom, I really don't need any more tea. I think I'm just gonna lie down for a while. I'm not your mom. Oh, Sean, what's up? Can I come in? Yeah, let me just straighten up. You hear frantic crumpling and clinking and shuffling as she tidies her room. That's mighty suspicious. You know, I'm knocking on your door and I hear all this rustling. Innocent people don't rustle. There's like 2 people who might watch this video and get that joke. But that's okay. Okay, come on in. Kanika's room is the sort of place that's stuck between the past and present. Faded stickers from her childhood line her bookshelf, and boxes of packed belongings sit in the corners of the room. The terrarium on her desk catches her eye. To anyone else it might seem empty, but you easily spot the creature lurking within. I don't usually have people over. Don't judge me too harshly for the state of the place. Dialogue options marked romance will start a romantic arc with the character you're talking to and will lock you out of romantic arcs with other characters. See, I was pushing for Stella, but I don't know, I think she might be dead, and I also am worried that I'll end up, going this whole game without ever finding love. I see you have a stick bug. Ah, that's Rick the Stick. He keeps me company when I'm at my desk. You should see him when he loosens up and starts clambering around. He's a lot of fun. For a bug. I know that's not everyone's thing. I'm too curious. It's been placed in front of me and I just want to do it. About us. Yes? Your style is impeccable, but I think you need a new accessory. Me. Kanika bursts out laughing. Is that some kind of pickup line? Wow, it really shouldn't have worked, but somehow you pulled it off. Congratulations, you've endeared yourself to me. Sure, I'll carry you around in my purse like a little dog. Sounds cute. Let her fall into my arms. You hold out your arms and she falls into them. Her body is soft against yours and you can feel her heart beating quickly in her chest. Her eyes look up at yours, filled with a warm joy you feel she hasn't held in years. She smells incredible. Her sleek braids exude a perfume of warm coconut, and an aroma of flowery cucumber wafts from her skin, the scents melding to create a sweet tropical bouquet. After a long minute, you pull away, your hands lingering on the soft curve of her waist as the two of you stare into each other's eyes. Aw, how romantic. I hope she doesn't die horribly. Oh my god, I'm so nervous. I don't do this, like, ever. I've never even made it past second base. Or first base. See, I don't even know what the bases are. I'm messing this up already. And this is why, because I get all flustered and weird and ghost people because I'm scared they're gonna figure out how unlikable I am. And I'm doing it right now. Wow, I really can't stop myself. Okay, no, I'm cool. I'm totally cool. We like each other and that's cool. Screw hanging out in my room for the rest of the day. Oh, I just got 2 achievements, one for starting a romance and one for starting Kanika's romance. Screw hanging out in my room for the rest of the day. Wherever you're headed, I want to come with you. Gotta maximize the amount of time we spend together before you go back to Santa Barbara, right? Even if we make other plans for later on, I want to be with you right now. But where would we go? I can still feel that door in the clinic pulling at me. I think that's where we need to go next. Because is it really a good first date if you don't go to solve a mystery and die horribly? I was hoping to see Reese sometime today. I want to ask if he knows anything about Stella and, you know, make sure he's okay after what happened at dinner. Let's do it. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna turn up this mic a little bit because I just saw a comment on one of my videos informing me that, apparently it's really quiet, and I think it was. It's hard to tell sometimes. But, regardless of that, I think I should be a little louder now. I turned it down because I got reports of a weird crackling in the back of some of my videos. I don't know if that was the problem, though. But, either way, I'm back. But before you make it to the stairs, a light turns on, startling both of you. I thought you were going to get some rest, Kanika. You should really get back to bed, or this cold of yours will only get worse. But I still have a lot of energy. I don't feel like sitting around. I don't think I need to. Of course you do. I know you best, and you just haven't been yourself these past few days. All this running around has been a detriment to your health. Evil. There's evil afoot. Miles and I want to see you healthy. You hold this family together. You shouldn't get between a mother and her daughter. Sybil knows what's best here, and Kanika is more than capable of speaking for herself. Why are you making her confront her mother? You barely know Kanika, and yet you're trying to drive a wedge between her and her family? What? You remain silent. Kanika sighs. I'm sorry, Mom. I know I've been neglecting the general store, and I let Miles run off the other day. That was so irresponsible of me. That's all right, Kanika. He could have gotten hurt, but he didn't, and it seems like you learned a valuable lesson from the experience. Now let's get you to bed. You just need another day to recover. Then you can get back to all this town mystery business. Sean, you'll be fine without her until tomorrow. My mom is right, Sean. You go on without me. See you later, okay? Before you can utter another word, Kanika returns to her room. Sybil's eyes carefully watch you as you leave and make your way back to Main Street alone. You make your way up the familiar hill, past the rows of ragged houses that make up Scarlet Hollow's residential area. It isn't long before you find yourself outside of Dr. Kelly's clinic, and Wayne is there. Wayne, Wayne, Wayne. Wayne, Wayne, go away. Come again another day. It's waning, it's pouring. The old man is snoring. It isn't long before you find yourself outside of Dr. Kelly's clinic, its secrets enticing you to find a way in. Even at the bottom of the hill, you can already feel the presence. It's like a magnet has been fixed to your ribcage, gently tugging you forward, guiding you towards whatever emits this compulsive frequency. The side of the mountain looks really close to the terrace, maybe even close enough to jump. But you're not sure you even need to jump. You used to be quite the Casanova in high school, and back in the day you learned 2 things. First, the second floor of a residential building is never locked, and second, the skills needed to take advantage of that security flaw. No judgmental parents ever managed to get in the way of you and your high school flames. I have keen eye. Why am I not noticing that Wayne is watching me from the forest? Let's get to the terrace. You scan the parts of the building around the terrace and zero in on a drain pipe. Bingo. It's been a while since you've done this, and you're a little rusty, but it doesn't take much effort before you're there. You try the door. It's unlocked. It's always unlocked. The upstairs of the clinic feels like a decommissioned museum. Old furniture is covered in plain white sheets, and a thick layer of dust coats the floor. This place hasn't seen any use in years. You're in the clinic, free to explore as you please. Or rather, you're free to explore as you please. You can feel that odd sensation again, the nagging pull of whatever it was that wanted you to find it. You've been caught by its gravity, an overwhelming curiosity guiding you around a corner and towards a dark doorway under the stairs. It's been left ajar as if inviting you to enter. Turn on the lights. The lights click on. You're in the morgue, and that is Reese. Sean? What are you doing in the morgue? What are you doing in the morgue? What are you doing in the morgue? I'm sure it looks weird. It's not like I expected anyone to come down here. I was just, practicing. A rehearsal, if you will. That's morbid. Rehearse, you say? Good one. His words seem distant to you. The tugging is strong down here. You can almost feel yourself slipping into a trance, and your eyes wander to the back wall of the morgue. You need to see what's back there. Follow the pool. You touch the wall. It feels disappointingly solid under your palms. Hey, are you okay? You feel Reese's hand gently shake your shoulder, and for a moment, the thing on the other side of the blank white wall loosens its pull on you. You kind of looked possessed for a second there. You good? Make him understand. There's some kind of magic stuff going on, man, but it's telling me I need to get behind that wall. Reese glances back at the wall. You're really serious, aren't you? This is probably a bad idea, but if you really need to get in there, I'm pretty sure there's an emergency axe somewhere upstairs. I just need to get the doc out of her hair. Should take 2 seconds. Yes, please. Axe now. Wow, you are super desperate about this wall. Be right back. He strides past you, his long legs moving swiftly. He seems excited, his usual dour demeanor, replaced with an uncharacteristic pep when faced with the prospect of sneaking around and tearing down walls. Things are about to get spooky, I can tell by the music. You hear his soft voice filtering in through the open doorway at the top of the stairs, a hoarse and sickly edge added for effect as he speaks to his mother. Hey, Mom. He coughs gently. Reese, I didn't know you were awake. I still feel like crap, but I think I can finally try to keep some juice down. Looks like we're all out, though. Really? I thought I just picked some up. I've got an errand to run on Main Street anyway. I'll go pick up some orange juice, and some ginger ale, too. That would be awesome. Sorry to ask, I know you're probably busy. It's no problem, it doesn't take long. Don't do anything too strenuous while I'm gone. Just lie in bed till I get back. Thanks, Mom. I'll take it easy. You hear her footsteps move down the hall, then the front door opening and closing. It worked. The theatric grasp has left his voice, excitement rising in its place. Come on up. We don't have long until she's back. As you step out of the morgue, you relax. The extra space between you and the carving has weakened its hold on you, and with it, your desperation to claw your way through the wall and unveil it. It's one of those emergency fire axes, so it should be pretty obvious wherever it is, though I'm not sure where she would be keeping it. I'll show you around. Let's try the doc's office first. You make your way to the doorway of her now vacant office. I don't see an axe in here. He's right. A cursory glance reveals nothing but stacks of paper and cabinets of medical supplies. But something on the desk catches your eye. Some sort of records, with your family's name on them. Read the files. Reese stops in the doorway, turning to watch you leaf through the documents. Find something interesting? They're your family's death certificates. Pearl Ann's death certificate. Cause of death, sleep apnea. Discovered by her daughter, Tabitha Chrysanthemum Scarlet. No autopsy performed. Tabitha's middle name is Chrysanthemum? Who cursed her with that mouthful? Don't say it, you think? I'd be at a loss for words if I was reading this. Edwardine Scarlet, born April 9th, 1913, died February 12th, 2003, age 89, cause of death, heart failure, signed by her granddaughter Pearl Ann Scarlet. Pretty normal, almost made it to 90, died of a normal old person illness. Enoch Scarlet, born September 9th, 1887, died August 20th, 1957, age 69, cause of death, fall from cliff. This one has a coroner's report attached. Organs sustained impact injuries, lacerations to the neck and body consistent with fall from great height. Whoa, an actual autopsy report. Looks ancient. Other death certificates. You quickly flip through a few of the other Scarlets, whose names aren't quite as familiar. Theodore Scarlet, born May 24th, 1890, died 1918, aged 28, cause of death crushed in mine collapse, body not recovered, signed by his brother Enoch Scarlet. Joseph Scarlet, born April 1914, died June 17th, 1944. Louis Scarlet, died 1944. Both killed at Normandy in the line of duty. These must have been Edwardines brothers. Certificate of fetal death, infant boy, Andrew Charles Scarlet, delivered April 3rd, 1945, stillbirth, mother Edwardine Scarlet. Cause of death, complications during birth, no doctor present, home burial. Alexandra Scarlet, died at age 9, missing, presumed dead, signed by mother Edwardine Scarlet. Alexandra, the owner of the doll, so she went missing. Mary Bell Scarlet, born September 3rd, died October 30th, age 17. Cause of death, complications during childbirth, signed by her mother Edwardine Scarlet. Wow, that's a lot of kids to outlive. I just whipped out my family's medical records and got a Pepe Sylvia achievement. Reese's eyes slip up to the doorway, and a second later you hear the sound of the front door handle being turned. His hand is on your shoulder before you even register what's happening, and you're pushed back and out of view of the front door. Crap, I'm not supposed to be in here. We gotta hide. He hurries to the closet door, motioning you inside. You slip past him and squish yourself into what little space is available in the nearly full closet. Reese is close on your heels. Let him in. Together, you listen as the doctor makes her way to some room deeper in the clinic. In the silence of the tiny closet, every breath seems too loud, as if you could expect Dr. Kelly to hear it from wherever she was across the house. We better wait a second, just in case. Quietly wait for the danger to pass. The two of you stand in tense silence, both crammed into the suffocating closet, taking shallow breaths as if she could hear you breathing from the other side of the building. But the footsteps soon return. Dr. Kelly makes her way back towards your hiding place, creaking floorboards broadcasting her location all the way to the hallway just outside your hiding spot. Much to your relief, she opens another door, leaving the main clinic. We're in the clear. We've probably only got a minute or two until she comes back, so let's make it count. The medical supply room is probably our best bet. If any other room in the clinic is likely to have a fire axe, it's probably the room full of chemicals. This way. He motions you down a hallway, slipping through the slightly ajar door of what you assume to be the supply room. Yes, there it is. Keys. Here we go. He rushes over to the cabinet that contains a bright red axe, pulling the glass door open. Your axe. A splash of brown catches your eye. There's a small sprig of what almost looks like furry berries, with a wide 8-pronged leaf still attached at the base. The end of the sprig is leaking sap onto the countertop. It's fresh. Now we can... Reese stops mid-sentence as he notices you staring at the plant. He stoops to pick it up. Does she make her own medicine? He puts it down, but not before breaking off a berry and sliding it into his pocket. I don't think she's allowed to do that. She's not a pharmacist. This room is just for storing stuff she orders for patients from a pharmacist in Brevard. Why would she be making her own? Before you can answer, the two of you hear something in the distance and turn to listen intently. That was the door from the house. Come on, if we hurry, we can get you back downstairs. I'll run interference. Go downstairs, quick. You can hear her approaching now, floorboards creaking in the hallway on the other side of the office. You follow Reese's instruction, once again starting down the basement stairs, letting the pool of stone carving guide you back to the morgue. I love that Reese is such a chaos advocate here. Dr. Kelly's voice filters down from above. I was right, we did already have juice. It was just in the back of the fridge, but there's no harm in having extra. What are you doing in the clinic? I thought I told you to go rest. Oh, I'm just gonna go chill in the morgue. I got my speakers, so if you hear some weird sounds, that's just my music. I'll be sure to put in that earplugs to drown out all the industrial clanging you listen to. Hey, it's working for us now. You know I'm not the biggest fan of you spending time down there. It can't be good for your mental health to hang out in a refrigerator for corpses. Corpse refrigerator? Fantastic, like, thrash metal band name. Do you at least have a blanket this time? Yeah, I'll be fine. It's just a change of scenery. My room feels too claustrophobic right now. Okay, I'll let you know when it's time for dinner. You hear the door close and the sound of Reese ascending the stairs to join you in the fluorescent lit room below. Hey. I should warn you, something spooky might happen when we break down that wall. Reese smiles. Good. Feel like I've been missing out lately. Stop asking questions. It's time to see what's on the other side of that wall. Wall now, yes? Have at it. You approach the far end of the morgue, axe practically singing through the air as you strike the wall. The First cut offers a surprising amount of resistance. There is some structure behind it, some wood frame holding it in place, trying to stand between you and what waits for you on the other side. You stagger back from the massive hole in the wall and admire your effort. Holy crap. The splintered edge frames a dark passage, seemingly cut deep into the side of the cliff, cold seeping from a forgotten place into the already frigid morgue. Reese coughs as he takes a better look at what lies beyond the wound in the wall. There's a whole hallway back there. Thick, stale air leaks from the hole, filling the morgue with an earthy mildew smell, like the room is slowly filling with dirt. And with the stink of the grave-like room beyond comes an even stronger compulsion. You step forward, and as you climb into the hole. This is wild. I had no idea any of this was here. An entire hospital wing, rotting away for decades behind some flimsy drywall. Having never played Silent Hill, this feels very, very Silent Hill, this environment. His voice sounds distant. Your sole focus is finding it. Your feet move without prompting, and you stumble down the hallway towards the far wall, barely registering the antique clutter as you stagger past it. Whoa, you okay? This is also the plot of the film Barbarian. You don't respond and you don't bother to retrieve the axe. The wall is rotten, water damage having eaten away at the wood over the course of unknowable years, the planks nearly reduced to sawdust. You tear into it. Ooh. Enoch, I thought you weren't going to come. I was worried you'd leave me here forever. They said there's nothing they can do. I'll never use my legs again. Enoch, what am I going to do? Calm down, Teddy. These doctors don't know what they're talking about. I've been doing my own research, and I found us an alternative. We won't have to worry about anything from here on out, I promise. I went to talk to the witch. A witch? But that's nonsense. It's alright. It's all sorted. We're taking you home today, and everything will be resolved by this time next week. Everything goes black. Your vision swims back into focus, and it takes a solid second or two to reorient yourself. You're in an unfamiliar bed. Reese leans against the far wall, eyeing you with concern and curiosity. Hey, I was worried you slipped into a coma or something. You tore down a wall like a wild animal, found some weird carving, and collapsed. I think you might have had some kind of seizure. Are you okay? I had a vision. Like a hallucination. I have those sometimes too. Used to have them a lot as a teen. Always just weird little things, like my hands would look wrong, or my neck would seem too long, or the room would feel smaller. I think the carvings are trying to warn me about something. My family has dark secrets. An old family like yours, I believe it. Hopefully that's all ancient history, though. Wait, nothing spooky happened? The mountain didn't collapse on us? No ghosts? No, nothing. You just fell down, twitched a little, and when you seemed stable, I carried you back here. That was a few hours ago. Isn't that, the poster for Hellraiser? Interesting. So he is a horror fan here. I've never actually seen that movie, by the way. I've just seen the poster a few times. Delicate constitution. Maybe there's something spooky going on right now and we haven't realized it yet. Reese glances around, the two of you waiting in silence as you wait for something spooky to happen. Maybe, but then again, maybe not. No, I guess it would be for the best if something bad happened. He sighs. Too bad, though. With your track record, I was kind of hoping we'd run into some unimaginable horrors. At least I know there's an abandoned hospital wing in the morgue. I'm sure there's plenty in there to get creeped out by. Does Dr. Kelly know I'm here? No, I snuck you back into the house while she was busy in the medical storage room. Figured you wouldn't want to come to in the morgue. I should probably get going. Stella's still missing, and the stone here finally stopped yelling at me. That might be a little tricky. The doc is on the warpath up there. I refused to take my medicine, and she's not happy about it. But after I looked this up, there was no way I was going to take anything she gave me. She's been poisoning me for years. I've been thinking about what you said at dinner last night, and I don't see any other possibility. It's only been a day since I've stopped taking my pills, and I feel great. I went ahead and blocked my door so she can't get down here. Now we just have to wait her out. I don't get why your mom would poison you, though. I don't know. but the internet says this is castor bean. It's used to make ricin, a super deadly poison that causes some of my exact symptoms. And death, usually. The thing I can't figure out is whether she's been trying to kill me slowly, or if she just likes keeping me sick enough to be dependent on her. Either way, I don't think I ever had an illness. I think the illness was me growing up and becoming less easy to control. She sure found a cure for that. Ricin is really bad. How are you not dead? I don't know. Maybe it's low enough doses, or maybe I developed a tolerance. But I think the fact that I feel more and more alive by the minute is enough proof that she was keeping me sick. I don't even need solid evidence. But with your evidence, you should be able to go to the cops. Maybe not the local cops, but a cops. I do have the castor bean from the pharmacy, but I still have to prove where I got it from, and that she used it to poison me. It's possible the cops might just think I snapped, and it could turn out even worse for me. I don't think the doc would hesitate to have me committed if it meant she could keep her hold on me. Oh, crap. What if Reese is the cat? What if Reese is the big bad evil guy here, and she was poisoning him to keep him, like, weak, essentially, to keep him from reaching his full potential? I really hope I'm wrong about that. We need to get you out of here. Who knows what she'll do when she finds out what you know? Where would we go? The only person I know who has a car is Kanika, and she's not answering her phone. I don't know anyone else. I don't have any other family to go to. I never even finished high school. When I get out of this house, I don't know how I can make sure I don't wind up right back down here. You can stay with me if you want, at least until you get on your feet. As long as you're not allergic to cat. I live with a cat named Truck. He is terrible. Truck? That's a great name. I never had any pets. I hope it's not too late for me to learn how to be friends with a cat. He smiles, his eyes distant as he imagines the possibility of such a life, undoubtedly for the first time. Thanks, Sean. You have no idea how much this offer means to me. But I guess we've still got to pass some time before we can get out of here. A distraction seems like a good idea. As you can probably tell, I'm getting a little jittery. Maybe it's the lack of poison in my system for the first time in years, or the fact that my whole perception of reality has been turned on its head. Probably a combo. It doesn't feel awful, to be honest. What if your mom doesn't fall asleep? You shouldn't call her my mom. As far as I'm concerned, she's forfeited that title. I don't even think I should call her doctor. She's just some woman now. Can't wait for her to be in the rearview mirror of the rest of my life. If she doesn't fall asleep by 10, we can figure something else out. These windows are supposedly shatterproof, which she always said was for burglars. Now I assume it was yet another way to keep me boxed in. But we can try to break them anyway. I believe you owe me a showing of Shido-Chi Death Blood. I believe I do. Is that a ditchling? Reese gets the movie set up and joins you on the bed. Let me know if it gets to be too much for you. I'm not a great judge of how other people will react to the sort of things I watch, but I definitely don't want you to feel uncomfortable. This is a slow burn of a movie, but the dread it's managing to build is palpable in the room. Or maybe that's just how it feels down here all the time, what with the grisly paintings, lack of lighting, cinder block walls, and of course the fact that the woman currently lurking upstairs had been poisoning her son since his teens. I've seen a couple of this director's other films, and they're all interesting, though this is probably the best introduction to his work. The way it jump cuts to seemingly unrelated TV show recordings that then wind up tying back into the narrative adds a level of realism and depth to the world that I find really engrossing. It's found footage used to its fullest. That reminds me, I still need to watch that movie, Buffet Infinity. It's like I'm getting off topic here. Y'all don't care about my movie tastes. I can't believe I'll be able to just do things from here on out. Like watch movies with another person, or talk to people, ever. You can hear the difference in energy now that Reese hasn't had his daily dose of poison. He's uncharacteristically chatty, clearly not used to talking to another person, let alone when he has the energy to carry on a long conversation. Shh, I'm watching the movie. I'm glad you'll be able to have a social life, and I'm happy to be a part of it. Reese smiles to himself. It's still hard to imagine. Hard to believe after all these years alone that that's going to be my reality. A man on the screen yells portents of doom into the camera, trailing off into a wordless scream. The plot is really heating up. I love that there are all these distinct sorts of vignettes, little pockets of horror that affect a small number of people, and only once you start to see how they fit together can you realize some fundamental horror about the universe. And then it sees you back. Incredible. Cosmic horror in the truest sense. Reese is becoming very animated. It's probably safe to assume that he's dealing with a lot of extra adrenaline right now, what with his entire reality turning out to be a lie. But he's also talking over the movie. Talking during movies is fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna ask, Reese, are you feeling okay? I'm just jittery. I've had a really weird day, and I think being down here is making me anxious. I'm all hopped up on adrenaline. Maybe waiting out the dock is a bad idea. The longer we wait, the more likely it is that she'll figure out that we're onto her. And it would be too easy for her to lock me up again and be thorough about it this time. There's a knock on the window. Sean, don't get any closer to that thing. It's time to go home. That voice. I know that voice. Is that who's been following you around? Without another word, Wayne starts pounding on the supposedly shatterproof window. Enemies upstairs, enemies outside. We're surrounded. Even if I get out of this house, I won't be safe. You won't be safe. Why did he call you that thing? Because he's some kind of monster, and he wants me dead. Can't you feel that? The murderous intent is practically oozing out of him. But I'm not weak anymore. I can fight back. I don't have to cower in fear from the people who want to hurt me. I can protect both of us, Sean. The window shatters. Oh, crap. I messed up. I messed up bad. As Reese tears at his clothes, paint bubbles out from the canvases, his ghoulish figures peeling themselves out of their two-dimensional worlds, invading yours, crawling up the walls. Grab my hand. I'll pull you out. Leave us alone. In a surge of violence, the change that has been brewing inside Reese finally comes. As it manifests, the broken basement window is sealed off and Wayne along with it. I don't think he's going to hurt me, and I think that it's best that I trust him right now. We aren't safe. His font is Wayne's. His font is Wayne's font. This is not good. This is really bad. But I feel strong now. I think I can save us. Stay here. I'll be right back. I just have to deal with the dock. Reese storms up the stairs, leaving you with his creations. So he's definitely gonna kill Dr. Kelly. This is not good. Try and warn Dr. Kelly. You make your way to the door that beckoned to you yesterday, all intrigue now washed away. You know where it leads, and you know what secrets the stone that lurked in the forgotten basement of the clinic had to share with you. Now the clinic holds a new horror. Somewhere beyond the narrow hallway leading from the house proper into the doctor's office, there is a monster preparing to do something unthinkable. You grasp the handle and turn. Duck! I will duck. You do as she says, ducking out of the way. She shoots. The gun isn't very loud. There's only a pop as the projectile leaves the barrel, whizzing through the air. You turn to see a dart embedded in Reese's chest. He pulls the tranquilizer dart out from between his ribs, heaving heavy breaths as the drug courses through his system. You're going to have to try harder than that, you... No. How did you? As if you could hope to stop me, you pathetic waste of flesh. Before Wayne takes another step down the stairs, paint flows out between cracks in the wood. Reese's panic pulling in a mob of furious creatures to hold his enemy in place. The artist darts away, but his creations continue their work in his absence. Dr. Kelly makes her escape down the hallway as Wayne is overcome, glued in place at the top of the stairs by stiffening globs of paint. Run after Dr. Kelly. You run forward, braving the onslaught of Reese's creations, dodging them as best you can as you try to see where Dr. Kelly went. The door in front of you is smothered in paint. Hey! Dr. Kelly's voice crackles out of some unseen speaker. You, Sean. I'm stuck in the safe room. I can't help you from here, but you can help the both of us. What the hell is your son, ma'am? I wish I knew. He was fine until he hit puberty. Everyone said raising a teen was going to be a bitch, but they don't know the half of it. I need you to get to the medical storage room. I'll give you further instructions when you're there. You turn back around and head to the medical storage room. I'm here. Great, now listen to me. I need you to use the black taped key to get into the cabinet and bring me the elephant tranquilizers. It's a bottle labeled carfentanil. Bear tranquilizers clearly aren't going to cut it anymore. An intercom system, huh, Doc? Good. You should hear this. Sean, you don't have to do anything she says. I'm not going to hurt anybody else, just her. If I don't, you and I both know she's just going to shoot me full of Elephant tranquilizers? Did I hear that right? Shove me back down in that basement, or maybe someplace even worse, and keep killing me every day for the rest of my miserable existence. I feel amazing right now. Better than I've ever felt in my life. I'm not dangerous. She's just scared because she knows she has to finally pay for what she's taken from me. I'm not going to let you kill someone, Reese. Why not? She wasn't afraid I might die. Does she know those tranquilizers aren't going to kill me? Does she care? Trust me, Reese, I've always been careful with your medication. I want you to live. I love you. Tell yourself whatever lies you have to, Mom. If you wanted a good relationship, you had your chance, and you decided to convince me I was dying instead of just letting me exist. Don't try to spin it like some crime of passion now that the consequences are staring you in the face. Enough. Reese cries out in pain. What the hell did you do to my shoulder? You see for the briefest instant something coming out of Wayne's sleeve. Just a flash of pale yellow, then it's gone, slithering back into Wayne's clothes. I'll handle it. Try to get somewhere safe until then. The two stagger off down the hallway. Quick, grab the tranquilizers and head to the safe room. You do as she says. The tranquilizers are easy to find, marked with a small square of black tape to match the key. She's certainly an organized woman. You make your way out of the medical storage room and back to the hallway where Dr. Kelly disappeared. As you approach, Dr. Kelly heaves open the door, slowly breaking apart the massive paint sealing it shut. Hurry! I don't think I can keep it open for long. You slip past her into the safe room. She shuts the door quickly, though one of the little smears manages to slip past her. She stomps on it. Painted viscera splatters across the cement floor. Sounds like Reese and your friend are still fighting. We probably have a few minutes before he gets here. What's the game plan, both short and long term? Well, I pump him full of elephant tranquilizers, then I lock him in here. Then I somehow convince him to see things from my perspective. Then we all live happily ever after. And if you can't, doesn't really change much. Whether he's a willing captive or an unwilling captive, it doesn't matter. He's either under my constant supervision or he's dead. That's just how this has to go. What is this room? Old x-ray room, lead walls. After I realized this whole situation was a possibility, I had the door reinforced with special remote-controlled locks. Glad it could finally come in handy. While we're at it, any other secrets you're keeping? Maybe. If we both survive, I might decide to share a few more, if you don't go tattling to anybody. I'm surprised she's not angrier at me right now. Let's talk Reese. Yeah, I bet you have some questions. Go ahead, I have nothing left to hide. Was his dad similar? A strange little smile creeps onto Dr. Kelly's face. I wish I knew. Reese just kind of happened. I wasn't seeing anyone, I just woke up pregnant one day. I know how impossible that sounds. I'm a doctor, for Christ's sake. So are we talking like the rapture is coming with this? I kept having these weird dreams, almost like sleep paralysis episodes. Romantic sleep paralysis episodes. They were actually kind of sweet, but they were just dreams. But then, all of a sudden, my period stopped, I got morning sickness, and roughly 9 months later, Reese. What is he? At first I thought he was some kind of werewolf. But if he is, he doesn't follow any kind of full moon rules or anything. Silver doesn't do crap to him, and you've seen what he looks like. It's just weird. I almost wish I could examine him when he's fully transformed. I'd be fascinated to know what happens to him or how his body does it. But he seems pretty hell-bent on ripping my throat out, so I guess that'll just have to remain a mystery. When did you find out? A little after he hit puberty. He had all the usual changes, then a few extras. Thickened nails, sharp teeth, elfish ears. I figured he might have some kind of genetic disorder, had him checked out at a few specialists, but there was nothing obviously wrong with him. Then we had an argument, and he changed right in front of me. It was nothing like what he is now, just a couple inches and some facial abnormalities, enough to be noticeable. I was scared, he could see that, and he stopped. I thought it was a one-off, or maybe a hallucination. But the second time, it wasn't as subtle, and it didn't go away as easy. That's when I knew for sure that this was something beyond my realm of expertise. How did he not know what he was? I've been medicating him since he was 12. We've only had 3 incidents like this before, maybe 4, depending on what counts. This is the worst one by far. He doesn't seem to understand at first that he looks different, and I just make sure to stay on top of his dosages so he rarely ever does. But I've been preparing for this inevitability. He's an adult now. There's only so much I can do to control him. Why did you start poisoning him? Dr. Kelly sighs. Can we stop calling it poison? Yes, it's poison, but the act of me giving him poison was not poisoning him. I was medicating his illness. It started when he was around 15. I've been giving him increasingly high doses of Klonopin, but his body kept adapting and his symptoms would come back, especially if we ever fought. I couldn't keep ordering all those drugs. It was already suspicious and I could risk losing my license, especially if anyone ever found out what I was using them for. Someone approached me with a solution. I took it. And I've been dealing with the emotional and mental consequences of that decision ever since. Who approached you and what did they say? Dr. Kelly gives you a long, hard look. I don't want to talk about that woman. But screw it, I might die tonight, sure, I'll tell you. It was... And that's all I have to say about that. So what was that? Could you repeat that last bit there? Yeah, right now, I'm gonna be honest. All signs are pointing to Sybil right now. Because there was that whole thing in the basement about the witch, and the whole really weird episode with Kanika, and... I mean, it's gotta be... Yeah, how do you know he's dangerous? Well, he wants to murder me, so that's clue number 1. It's not like he's usually a violent kid. He's mostly just sad, but every now and then we butt heads, and that's usually when this side of him comes out. Imagine if this happens anytime he gets frustrated with anyone. Imagine he gets road rage one day, turns into a 12-foot tall monster with a million teeth, and rips somebody apart in the middle of a major metropolitan area. Yeah, he's dangerous. I can fix him. No. Why not just kill him? You think I haven't tried? At the very least, poison is the way to do it. I haven't resorted to any violent measures. Maybe if he was weak and they knew where to hit him, somebody could do it. But I just can't bring myself to do that kind of thing to him. I couldn't look him in the eye while I did that, and then he'd be gone. I don't want him to be gone. He's my kid. I love him so much. He has a lot to offer the world, even if he's stuck in the room for the rest of his life. The relationship between you seems so difficult. Yeah, you could say that. He was such a cute kid. When I found out I was pregnant, I was terrified. I didn't know if I'd be ready, but he made me love being a mom. It's not like it was going to be sunshine and roses forever. No matter what, kids grow up and they change, sometimes for the worst. This is part of being a mom too. Doing what you can to make sure the child you brought into the world isn't going to go around eating people. Sit in silence and wait for Reese. The sound of distant breaking glass cuts through the silence of the clinic outside the safe room. Crap, this might be game time. Get those tranks ready. We have to have this door open before he crosses the hallway. Dr. Kelly opens the door. The two of you stare out into the hallway. Oh, jeez. Wow, that is some really good monster design. Is this what you were so afraid of? Hand over the tranquilizers. This is our shot. Tame the beast. You step forward. She's only doing this to protect herself. Someone has to stop this cycle of violence. Let it be you. But she's... He stammers, his unnaturally stretched mouth struggling with the words. For God's sake, Sean, get away from him! He stares up at the woman in the doorway behind you. There's something pained in his expression beyond the rage he feels for her. Reese's gaze returns to you, sadness in his eyes. I'm not a monster. He takes a step back, and then he's gone. You can hear his thudding footsteps receding down the hall. I got a Steam achievement for that. Then the sound of the front door. How the hell did you manage that? I'm wondering the same thing. I don't know. Clearly you had some kind of effect on him. I guess he trusts you or something. I doubt the rest of the town is going to be that fortunate. Dr. Kelly carefully makes her way to the entrance of the clinic, checking around corners, and you follow close behind. He's long gone. The door to the clinic hangs open, the night beyond seemingly empty. I should go after him. He's all keyed up. If I don't do something, he might not go after somebody else. I don't know, because why are all the options, like, letting him go? Because he very much could go and kill someone. But you don't have to worry about him. I doubt that. She sighs. But it's dark. He has better night vision than me. Going after him out there would probably just end poorly for me. I guess I don't have much of a choice. I hope you knew what you were doing. If I'm being honest with myself, it's been a long time coming. I couldn't keep this up forever. Something was bound to break eventually, and I suppose I should be grateful it didn't end with any of us dead. Yet. Dr. Kelly glances around the clinic, streaked with paint from Reese's minions. He could have made less of a mess of a place, though. I've got to get to cleaning. I'd appreciate it if you got the hell out of my house now. You do as the doctor says, walking out the open door into the cool night. The night is oddly warm compared to the chill of the day, crickets singing quietly in the sleepy little neighborhood. Everything that happened in the clinic almost feels like a dream, and now that it's over, you realize how little it meshes with your understanding of the world. Go home. It's time to go home. You don't get far before you're interrupted by the jingling of dog tags. Gretchen! Gretchen appears at the edge of the road, running as fast as her geriatric pug legs can carry her. Gretchen seems distressed. She whines as she stares up at you from the ground, eyes desperate, anxiously jumping back and forth and darting away when you try to lean down to her. What's that, girl? Stella's stuck in the well? You follow Gretchen. She nervously runs ahead of you the whole time, constantly looking back to make sure you're still there as she leads you into the dark woods. Before long, the trees thin, and you find yourself on a steep hill by a two-lane road, lined on one side by sheer rock. And there, sitting on a log, staring mournfully out at the asphalt, is Stella. Gretchen runs up to her and sits in Stella's lap. Gretchen, you're back. Don't scare me like that again. Now I'm wishing I hadn't gone for Kanika's romance. Bad call on my part. That was... too impatient. I thought Stella was dead. Sean, how did you... Did Gretchen run off to find you? Oh my god, how long have I been out here? I'm so sorry, Sean. Yeah, Gretchen found me. She's a good girl. She really is. If I thought about Gretchen, I would have stuck around. Dang. I just got so excited by it presenting the romance option. Man, I'm terrible at this game. Come here often? Yeah, I used to come here sometimes. I never left feeling what I thought I would feel, but I kept coming back, hoping eventually something would click and all my problems would be fixed. This is where the accident happened. My parents died on this bend in the road. They were taking me to college. I was lying in the back seat. It had just rained and the sun was finally coming out. Oh no. Sorry, I know that's probably a bummer to talk about. Bummer? A bummer. Wow, that's a real unfortunate little thing that just happened there. Wow, yeah, just, small inconvenience. They're probably fine. They're probably fine. It was awful. Really messed me up for a while. You don't say! I think I'm still messed up. There's whole years of my life after the accident that feel like they just never happened. Like every time I try and remember them, it's blank. I have all these videos sitting on my channel that I don't even remember filming. It's scary. At least it hasn't been like that for a while. Thank God. I never talked about this stuff before with anyone. Thanks for letting me in. Thanks for being patient with me. The two of you stare out at the road. I think the accident is probably why I got into ghost hunting. I think I just wanted to see them again. I wanted to know whether I even could. I never found anything, so I eventually gave up. Then last night happened, and I ran out here to see if maybe it would happen with them, too. Even if it meant seeing the crash again or seeing them all messed up and dead. I just wanted to see them. It's been a whole day. I don't think they're coming. They're probably somewhere better than whatever hell Charlie got trapped in. I hope you're right. I thought a lot about what might come after. Whether they're somewhere else or if they just stopped existing. I guess we've seen at least some evidence of the afterlife. I hope that means there's a good version too. Where they're still on that long car ride, listening to Dad's tapes with a place in the back seat for me when I eventually catch up to them. And then it won't matter that I never got to say goodbye. They died with your future on their minds. It's time for you to start living it. You and Stella sit in thoughtful silence for a long moment, as if both of you still expect something to happen. You're right. There's a new conviction in her voice. What the hell am I doing, sitting out here waiting to see some awful memory of them? They wouldn't want me to do that. I don't think I realized how much I let this weigh me down. They were excited to bring me someplace new, but I spent the last however many years just standing in place like I was waiting for them to come back home. They would be crushed if they knew that's how I was going to spend the rest of my life. So I'm not going to let that happen. You both stare out at the quiet mountain road. Thank you, Sean. I feel lighter. She straightens up, stretching her neck. Gretchen hops down from her lap, tags jingling in the quiet night air. We should probably head back, right? I haven't slept in a day. Yeah, she doesn't need to hear about that tonight. You keep the events that transpired at the clinic to yourself, at least for now. I can walk you through the woods so you don't get lost. Then I guess you should probably get back to Tabitha before you give her an aneurysm. And this is me. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. She gives you a tired wave before retreating into her house. Time for you to get home, too. Wayne! Can you get off my back, buddy? He appears as if out of nowhere, clothes streaked with what at first looks like blood and gore, but you quickly realize is paint, evidence of his altercation with Reese. I'll walk you. No way, dude. I'm walking home by myself. You start walking up the road, Wayne's silhouette quicking fading into the dark of the night. I think that's supposed to be quickly there. But it's not long before you hear the slow, methodical thud of boots on the road behind you. Turn around and confront him. You turn to confront your pursuer. Why are you so obsessed with me? I care about what happens to you. You can think of me as some kind of guardian angel, if that would be helpful. But it's time you accepted that you won't be getting rid of me. Wayne walks just ahead of you in near complete silence. Explore, flirt with Wayne. Absolutely not. Why are you following me around? Why not Stella or Kanika or Sybil? Why not Tabitha? Because you're special. But why? Why am I so special? You simply are. Do you not feel the ties that bind us? They are unbreakable. I don't need you looking after me all the time. Evidence would suggest otherwise. Whether you think you need protecting or not, I'll be there for you. I will always be there for you. Seems like Reese gave you a run for your money. Wayne emits a strange kind of coughing sound. You realize he's laughing. He managed to catch me off guard. Those constructs of his were an interesting little trick, but that's all they were. He won't be so lucky next time. Did you know Reese was like that? I knew he was different. How exactly I wasn't sure, but now I know. I should be able to make quick work of him next time. He's just misunderstood. He's not complex enough to be misunderstood. He's a miserable walking weapon that spends all his time feeling sorry for himself. It would be best for the world if he were put down. You don't need to keep coming up with new topics of conversation to fill the silence. You're tired. It's been a long night. You should rest. Wayne remained silent for the rest of the journey back to the estate. I'm sure we'll see each other tomorrow. You should try to spend some time in that old building before you head to town. Tabitha won't be around. Too busy at the mines. Forbidden places won't be forbidden without her there to stop you. And you might be surprised at what you find. Until then, sleep well. It's gonna be hard to sleep with you digging through my closet. The estate feels empty, wind howling through its abandoned halls, the very foundations creaking beneath you. Your cousin must have already gone to bed. Let's go to bed myself. Exhausted beyond belief, you stumble into your room and collapse on the bed. The damp smell of the mattress is starting to become almost welcoming, a sign that the now daily horrors of Scarlet Hollow are finally behind you, at least until the sun inevitably rises once again. You think for a moment about calling Kanika, but you're just too tired to even bother. You close your eyes, your exhausted body succumbing to sleep almost immediately. As you drift off, you think of Reese, out in the woods somewhere, truly free for the first time in his life. And then you think of nothing. This is the end of episode 4. Episode 5 finally awaits. So I got the artist, and a couple of trait achievements. If you'd like to continue with this world state, please save your game now. Now there's ads for Slay the Princess, too. Alright. This is I think, yeah, episode 5 is the latest content update, and also, unfortunately, the last one. Which is very unfortunate, because I love this game and I want to see how it ends. Well, I mean, this is the last one that's currently released. They've said that there is one major content update left before it reaches its conclusion. I don't know if that means there's one more that's going to be the final one, or there's one more before the concluding one. But, alright, if this is your first time playing episode 5, it's recommended that you watch the recap. So I guess I will watch that recap in the next one. But, for right now, that is going to be, the end of it for today. As always, oh wait, hold on. No, that's the end of a chapter. I have to review it, you know. That, I think, has probably the most fantastic twist out of any of them. A twist I really should have seen coming. I really liked it. I thought that the monster design was particularly good in this one. Yeah, I loved, like, the freakish mutant thing that they had going for them. All the paintings were really cool. Yeah, that was a really dense episode. There was a really solid balance of, like, new mysteries and building on old ones. And, I mean, the whole thing with Stella was kind of a big red herring, I guess, but I enjoyed going around and searching. Sybil's definitely evil. And yeah, I feel like Chapter 2 is still, I don't know where the chapter ranking is anymore. Chapter 2, I think, is definitely my least favorite, though, because I feel like it, first of all, I mean, there was nothing really supernatural there. That's the most easily explained thing out of any of them. And, I guess, what was I saying? No, and I mean, I feel like episode 2 didn't really connect to anything. Like, I feel like the mines didn't really add to much more mystery. I feel like episode 2 was a lot of build-up for the deeper mysteries around the mines and Scarlet Hollow and the Scarlets and all that. But, either way, I still enjoyed Chapter 2, and I enjoyed this chapter a lot, and I think Chapter 5 has the potential to be very, very good if they keep this up. I don't know where Chapter 5 is going to take us, but we'll find that out next time. Anyway, yeah, that is all for today. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Enjoy the terrible outro.